Harvard argued in federal court today that the First Amendment is on the line as it fights the Trump administration in its efforts to cut $2.6 billion in federal funding. The government countered that acts of anti-Semitism on campus violated federal law. In a social media post, President Trump preemptively denounced the presiding judge, vowing an appeal if the administration loses. CBS News legal contributor Jessica Levinson joins me now. Jessica, always good to have you with us. For my audience's benefit, because they probably weren't following it as closely as you are and can't describe it as accurately and as cogently as you can, what happened in court today, and what do you make of the president preemptively denouncing the judge and what might come?
Well, maybe I'll take the second part first, which is to say what happened in court today is that I think it was a good day for Harvard. They're making an argument here that the Trump administration has violated the Constitution, the First Amendment, by freezing their funding, and that the Trump administration has violated a statute, the Administrative Procedures Act, by the way they went about freezing their funding. So Harvard is saying basically you're violating individual rights, the First Amendment, you're targeting us based on what we're saying or what we refuse to say, and you haven't gone through the proper process to try and cut off this more than $2 billion in funding. And I think the judge in her questioning today was sympathetic to Harvard's case here. So that brings us to the second part, which is what is the president doing, kind of preemptively criticizing the judge? I think the president saw what the rest of us saw, which is that this is a judge who was pretty dubious of the Trump administration's position. Very briefly, their position is that they have the power to cut this federal funding because this is just a simple contracts issue, and the Harvard, no longer has policies that are consistent with the Trump administration. So I think this is the president laying the groundwork for what he thinks will be a loss in federal court.
There is this aura around this case that both sides would prefer to settle. But settlements don't just fall out of the sky. They arrive by some determination by one of the litigants. Do you see any path toward that?
Well, there's nothing that motivates parties to settle like the eve of trial, which is essentially what happened today. This was a motion for summary judgment, meaning Harvard is saying, and the Trump administration is saying, we don't need a jury. We don't need fact finders here. We can let the judge decide because the legal standard is there's no genuine dispute about the material facts. Now, because there wasn't a settlement thus far, it means I think that both sides potentially could wait until the judge rules. Harvard has said we need to hear from you by September 3rd, or else the Trump administration will argue that essentially we can't claw back this federal funding. But I don't know what happens next.
Neither do I. But Jessica, you always illuminate, and I appreciate it very much.